we have any others that I haven't noticed, but we do welcome them. And we'll move on with our program. We're honored today to have a great guest with us from Lexington. We all know he served this long in the House of Representatives, the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, our friend Ike Skelton. Congressman. I was 11 years old, standing on the south side of Franklin Avenue in my hometown of Lexington, when I heard an airplane above, and I looked up, and it was a C-47 pulling a glider. I later found that that airplane was from the Sedalia Army Airfield, where they were training pilots to pull gliders, which were later used on June the 6th, 1944, in the D-Day landing at Normandy. That was a time when all youngsters such as I had as our heroes those who wore the uniform, returning on leave, or coming home at the end of the war. They were my heroes then, they're my heroes today. I had the privilege just a few weeks ago to welcome a group of veterans from Sedalia at the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. And what a thrill that was for me to shake hands and thank them for their service, and among them, of course, were some old friends of mine through the years. The great orator, Greek orator, once said that gratitude is the greatest of all virtues. And I sometimes think that we might forget that virtue, to say thank you for those who do so much. If you study the history of the United States of America, you will note that so much has depended upon those in uniform. Whether it goes back to the days of the Revolution, or whether it goes back up to the current struggles that we're having in Afghanistan and Iraq today. The young men and women of America are our treasures. And frankly, they have been through the years. And today, Veterans Day is an opportunity for us to individually and collectively say thank you to them and for their service. But for them, America would not be what it is today. We should know that, and we should tell those veterans that we know that they have helped glue together the freedoms and all those great institutions that we just take for granted. So a collective thank you to them. I had the opportunity to grow up in a home. My father was in the Navy during the Great War. He misrepresented his age. At that time, the Navy recruiters did not ask for a birth certificate. He didn't have one. But he got into the Navy about a year too soon. Went to Great Lakes, went through the boot camp there, and was assigned with 6 others to a battleship named the USS Missouri. He was a coal shoveling fireman in the days of the coal stoking boilers of yesteryear. And I grew up son of a veteran who was so proud of his service. It was this day, known as Armistice Day, 1941. My father, the Navy veteran of the First World War, was asked to speak at the Odessa High School Assembly, which was commemorating Armistice Day. He took me from the 5th grade and we drove over to Odessa, and I sat in the back of the student body. The students put on a skit in Army uniforms of the day and bass drums simulating artillery fire. I'll never forget it. And then my father spoke, and he spoke about the freedoms of our country, about the Great War in which he was involved. And he told that audience, that student body audience, that there are those in this room, in this auditorium, speaking to the students, that will have to defend our country once again. The date? November 11th, 1941. 3 weeks later, December 7th, 1941, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. The day following, Adolf Hitler declared war against our country, and we were engulfed in what we now call the Second World War. In his speech that day to the student body, he recited a poem that came out of the Great War, written by a Canadian Captain Doctor who was moved by the combat death of his best friend in France. The poem goes something like this, as my father recited that day to the student body. In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row that mark our place. In the sky the lark still bravely singing flies, scarce heard amid the guns below. We the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved. And now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe's youth in failing hands. We throw the torch, and yours to hold it high. Ye great faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, where poppies grow in Flanders fields. Ladies and gentlemen, it is up to each generation to receive that torch passed from the previous generation, so we can love, care for, and protect this wonderful country of ours, the United States of America. It's wonderful to be with you today. God bless.
Thank you, Congressman. It's always a pleasure to have you here in Sedalia. You represent us so well. And now at this time we'll have the laying of the wreaths. World War I, American Legion Post 16 will lay the wreath. George Fairfax, Commander, Mary Margaret Dale will assist us.